it's your average lady here. Have you ever thought to yourself, I like bread, but it's gotten kind of boring? Well, me neither, but I'm still gonna make Russian roulette bread. So to make Russian roulette bread, you're gonna need 6 cups of flours, 2.5 cups of water, a tablespoon of sugar, a tablespoon of yeast, 2 teaspoons of table salt, and a 1/4 cup of butter. You're also gonna need some chocolate chips, in my case. You can use pretty much whichever filling you want. So, to start your Russian roulette bread, what you're gonna do is set all of your neatly organized ingredients aside, get in the big ass bowl, and add a cup of the 2.5 cups water you had. You're also gonna add your tablespoon of yeast and your tablespoon of sugar. The sugar will activate the yeast. You're gonna give this a little mix so all the ingredients get to know each other, and you're gonna let it sit for about 10 to 15 minutes or until your yeast reacts. Here I made a time lapse. The way you can see your yeast reacts is when it starts to make little bubbles. Isn't that kind of pretty? It's pretty nice, isn't it? It's like little yeast farts. So yeah, once your yeast has reacted, you know you can start adding your other ingredients, which are the 1.5 cups of water you had left. Make sure to use warm water, it makes the yeast activate faster. Also, you add your 2 teaspoons of sugar. No, not sugar, salt. You already added your sugar. And your butter. It doesn't matter if you try to split it or put it in one chunk. You're gonna whisk it anyway. Just make sure it's room temperature or at least softened, because if it's not, you're not gonna have a good time. Also add a little bit of your flour and start whisking. Now I know what you may be thinking. This is not bread. This is so far from bread. What are you doing? Well, it's gonna become bread, trust me. So basically, you keep adding your flour little by little until you get a thick mixture that you can't whisk anymore. And when you decide you can't whisk, you get out a wooden spoon instead. Or any kind of spoon, I don't really care. I just had a wooden spoon and it looks fancier. And then you start mixing manually. If you have a KitchenAid, like stand mixer, that kind of shit, feel free to use it. I just don't have one, and I wanted to show everyone that yes, you can make bread even though you don't have a stand mixer. People have been making bread before the invention of electricity. You can make bread by hand. So yeah, once you have a shaggy dough that almost holds together but is still pretty disgusting, you're gonna have to flour your surface quite generously, might I say. And you're gonna turn over your bowl, give it a good tap, and start kneading your dough. You're gonna be kneading for about a good 8 to 10 minutes. It's gonna take you a while, your arms are gonna hurt, and you are gonna feel the old injury you had when you were 16 and playing football or something. And you know your dough is ready when you poke it and it bounces back. That means your gluten has developed and it's ready to go into a bowl, covered, and rise for an hour and a half. Alright, it has been an hour and a half. It's now time to see how big our bread grew. Ready? Ooh, it got big. That's very nice. And now for the part that I like the most. We have to deflate this bread Isn't that fun? And then you can just deflate the rest of it. I think that's fun. And we're just gonna make sure it's really deflated. We can play with it for around a minute or so. And then it's time to mold it in the shape we want it to be. Now, to make my Russian roulettes, I want some very small balls of dough. Got myself a tray. Gonna put it on the side. Lightly butter my tray to make sure I have a smooth release once my bread comes out the oven. And then it's time to start separating the dough. And for that, we're gonna be using a knife. I want these to be pretty even so they bake evenly in the oven. But if you saw my previous cooking videos, or if you just know me at all, you know I am terrible at cutting things straight or even. So we'll see what happens. The trick when you're cutting dough is to not let the doughs touch each other because, well, they're sticky. Move this one to the side and start working on that one. And now that's the part where the Russian roulette comes in. I'm gonna put some chocolate chips in every single bun except one, which is gonna be a sad bun that has no chocolate in it. I'm gonna grab just a little amount and I'm gonna put them in the sticky part of my dough. I'm gonna make sure they're in the middle because I'm gonna close them. No, that's not enough chocolate. I'm gonna put this here and I'm gonna close my dough, making sure to pinch the bottom so that the chocolate doesn't escape. And if you turn this one around, it just looks like a regular ball of dough. We can put them away and it just looks regular. And if we do something similar to this one, but this one will be our Russian roulette, we're gonna pinch it the same way we would if we had put chocolate chips in it. And boom. If you look at them, they look pretty much the same. But now we know this one is the sad one, might I say. And I'm gonna rinse and repeat for the remaining parts of dough. Hide the chocolate chips in the dough. Pinch, pinch, pinch the edges to make sure the chocolate doesn't escape when it bakes. And be rewarded with a little dough ball. Now, will this hurt my thumb doing this over and over and over again? Probably. But do I care? No. Pain is temporary. Bread is forever. Now I'm making these ones with chocolate chips, but you can make them with whatever you want inside. You could put jam, you could put pieces of fruit, or you could go the savory way and put in some cheese. Really, once you've made your dough, the world is your oyster. Now I know what you might be thinking. Average lady, this is not Russian roulette. They all taste good, and you might be right. I thought about making it with raisins, because what is more disappointing than finding raisins when you expect chocolate? And the only reason I scratched this idea is because I forgot to buy cranberries at the store. Oops. I didn't think about buying them, and I'm not going to the grocery store any more than I actually need to. Because the grocery store is a lawless land. That scares me. And I wasn't gonna be extra mean either and put like hot sauce or something terrible and disgusting in the middle. simply because I don't want to waste food. So it's chocolate and plain. And there you go, that's the last one. We have a tray here of 11 little dough balls, and we have another tray of 12 little dough balls. I could probably have calculated better and made 24, but hey, it didn't happen. Oops. I'm gonna cover my dough balls for about another hour, and I'll see you then when it's time to bake them. So it's been another hour. I have left my buns to rise. You can come see what they look like now. I would like you to not judge the disparity of size, but look at how they grew. Don't they look good? They look pretty. You can see over here and over there that some of them are showing chocolate chips, but it's fine. We're fine. Let's just put them in the oven. I preheated my oven at 375. Normally you put them at 350, but my oven goes low. I'm gonna shove them both in there. If they fit. Ooh, tight fit. Maybe not the best for my oven, but oh well. And we're gonna let them bake in there for 30 minutes. Alright, let's go check on our little bread. Ooh, looking good. Let's get them out of there. Alright, so obviously I'm not a professional baker, and some of them had problems, like some of them fused and a couple of them pooped. But overall, I'd say it's pretty darn good. I am quite happy with what I've made. I'm gonna put them on a wire rack, let them cool for a couple minutes, and then it'll be time to play the first round of the bread roulette. Alright, so we've got our breads here, we've got our boyfriend here, and it's time to play bread roulette. The rules are, you pick a bread, not one that obviously has chocolate in it. So let's each pick a bread. I want that one. I also mixed them while I was putting them on the rack, so I don't know which one is which. Cheers, and how will I do this with one hand? Yes, it's very hot, huh?
Yes.
Wanna open yours? Chocolate! Nice. Wanna switch the controls? And here's my little bread. Ah! How did you do that? That's so hot! Alright, like this. Chocolate! Doesn't it look nice?
It looks very good.
Alright, so I'm gonna go stuff my face. It's been a pleasure seeing you guys this week. See you guys next week. Bye bye. Hey, it's your average lady from the future, currently editing this video in my car because I have nowhere else to do it. So I ended up giving some of the bread away to my friends because we made so much bread. And one of my friends, she's the one that got the Russian bread, the Russian roulette bread that was plain. But because it was her that got it, I don't have any footage of it. You're just gonna have to trust me that I did make one plain. You saw it in the video, I baked it, and someone got it. Okay, bye for real now.